Well, at just 29 years of age, the late President Mwai Kibaki caught his first whiff of politics and never looked back. This after leaving his job as an assistant lecturer at the Makerere University in Uganda in 1960. The footsteps of a young Kibaki have inspired many in today's generation of young people who are also nostalgic about the impact they experienced of the president at a tender age. Mwai Kibaki sat down with a few young people to hear more about their perspective of the late former president.
A lot has been said about the death of the former president Mwai Kibaki, whose legacy has triggered fond memories and seen beautiful tributes, according to the late economist who took over after 24 years of a Moi era. But just what did the presidency look from the eyes of young Kenyans who were toddlers at the time Kibaki was sworn in? Helen Mwangi was 9 years old and in class 3 at the time. She recalls the news being broken over the radio and a sense of euphoria following thereafter when Kibaki was sworn in as the third president.
I am from Nyeri and I schooled my entire primary school in Othaya, which is Kibaki's hometown. Yeah, so for me, I'd say that we really felt the difference. Actually, the first time that we actually saw electricity in my village was after Kibaki was president.
And as Kibaki began his first term, the struggle to pay school fees for basic education came to an end with the introduction of free primary education.
Here we started getting books from the school free of charge, and so many other things that were changing. The fact that my parents could not be paying school fees.
So much of the illicit drugs. So you find that some of the parents, they have neglected their children. So you find a child young as he is, he's opting to get into farming or even to going to those vibaruas so that now they can get a source of income. But now when came with the Kibaki regime, I can remember, now children starting to transit now into schools.
28-year-old Joshua Mutwiri says that Kibaki's illustrious political career is a challenge to the youth of this generation to grab leadership positions that influence great change.
Being taken to be the finance minister and later coming to other ministries like home affairs. I think it's something to youth to start thinking about future even at this early age.
However, he noted that the dark post-election violence period left a mark on the legacy of the former president and that lessons need to be learnt on how to subtract tribalism from the politics equation.
Something that was a bit disturbing and it was not a good thing.
And in the words of an unknown author, if we don't teach our children to connect with history, then the consequences for our society could be disastrous.
I think a young person should care about Mwai Kibaki because he really shaped the history of the country. He'll always be in the history books, that's for sure, and on the positive and all the good history books, because like for me, we experienced the free education.
And for many, the ingenious and humorous phrases synonymous with the late Kibaki form part of their memories of him.
I think for me, the favorite phrase was the Mavia Kuku. Like it used to come in anywhere, you do anything bad, Mavia Kuku and everything.
Hakuna haja. Hakuna haja. Yeah, there is no need.
Young people now say that the new era of leadership, to be voted in on August 9, 2022, should borrow a leaf from Kibaki's leadership style, terming him a selfless technocrat and economist who put politics aside and put his focus on the job. Mwai Kibaki, NTV.